Bubala, you have asked me which method is the best method to understand the essence of meditation. Bubala, I say to you, and we all know that there are plenty of methods. Officially, 108 methods to understand the essence of meditation. Maybe more, maybe few hundreds of methods to understand the essence of meditation. If you look into the glorious past of our evolution, why only hundreds of methods has been initiated by great masters? There must be a reason behind it. One of the prime reasons is, if at all we take this number into consideration, 108 methods, it simply means only 108 people really thought about it. Whether it is a great idea, a method, a formula, a layout, always originates in one's mind. Then it will be elaborated, tested in the sands of the time. And many methods disappear into thin air. Few methods will be accepted by the humanity, and by that becomes a tradition. Now, Buddha's Anapanasati is an age-old tradition being followed by millions of people without really knowing what exactly it is. As I said, only few people really thought about it. Only those people really interested in discovering the intricacies of mind, nature of the mind and the life and the nature. And what the rest of the mankind does, they just follow. Few people who create methods, and thousands of people who just follow unconsciously, blindly, without knowing exactly why they are doing that. The mentality of the followers always similar. They pay more attention to the tradition and the method and the rules and regulations and the conditionalities, and they forget the essence. That's why they get stuck. Because the person who introduced that method is not available to question. Whatsoever he uttered, it is there in the books as form of words, lifeless phrases, and meaningless paragraphs. Bubala, what exactly is the essence of method? What exactly it implies? It is just a vehicle to reach the destination. If you have some common sense, you will understand the whole of it in few seconds. You don't have to spend years and years to understand the essence of life. Let me share my experience. All methods have been created to reach the destination. What is the destination? To be peaceful eternally, to lead a stressless life, to experience oneness with existence, to experience the bliss, to transform himself from dependent to independent to interdependent, to be enlightened. In all these methods, if you really see, there are longest long routes, there are shortest long routes, there are longest routes with complexities, and there are shortest shortcuts. And since everyone has the mind, few methods appeal to them. Few people like austerities, they like few methods. Few people like traditional approach, few methods appeal to them. Few people have special interest in esoteric practices, few methods for them as well. But method is method. It binds you. And reaching the destination simply implies to enter into the realm of unconditional freedom. No method will take you there, Bubala. That never happened before. After the Buddha, after the Mahavira, many people have followed their method. How many people have become enlightened? Very, very, very few. I say to you, not even one person became enlightened by reading their doctrines. Because the person who said all that is not available to question them. That is the crux of the whole story. Even in the present society, there are people who is eagerly, earnestly interested in guiding people, to give a direction, to give an advice, to make them reach their shore. They all emphasis on the method, because method binds. If someone opens an ashram, if there is no method, ashram doesn't run. Someone has to highlight a deity like Shiva. Someone has to highlight the austerities. Someone has to highlight the Krishna consciousness philosophy, someone has to highlight the Brahma Tattva. All these concepts does not help this mankind. But since the humanity has no knowledge about anything, they follow blindly. There is no other way around. But rarely on this planet Earth few flowers blossomed beautifully. Those masters have accentuated the insignificance of the method. They said method is not required to understand the essence of life and meditation. One of them, whom I greatly admire, J. Krishnamurti, he is against all methods. That's why it was very difficult for him to convey what exactly he meant. He used to hesitate a lot because after teaching for many, many years, giving discourses on various platforms across the globe, no one has really understood what he really wants to convey. If at all you ask me, I say to you, no method is required. Method is hindrance. But to understand that no method is required, one has to stand already on the pinnacle of the peak. He should have a pure mind, a mind having no prejudices, having no complexities, having no fears, having no ideas, having no negative implications. Then he understands this statement that no method is required. But that rarely happens. Everyone has complexities. Everyone is prejudiced. The fear of death, the fear of losing what they have acquired, make them to follow a method. It is inevitable, Bubala. I say to you, no method is required. And Krishnamurti tried his level best to convey what exactly to live a life of no method. I am not going to take that risk. I leave it to you. You take a call. When there is no method, when you don't lean to any method, that very moment you are there standing in the realm of freedom, unconditional freedom. But immediately the fear comes into being. Out of 100, 99 people, by looking at a snake, they fear. But what about the snake charmer? He understands the snakes. He looks at the snake and he knows how to deal with it. A person who doesn't follow a method, he should behave like a snake charmer. He has to look at the mind, standing quite little away from it, from 360 degrees. And suddenly, there is a sudden understanding and he catches hold of it. No method. When I say no method, I mean that each moment, according to the situation, a method is created. It is understandable if you have some common sense. Every day you want to sit somewhere, isn't it? You go to a luxurious office, then there are cushion chairs. You have never practiced before how to sit on it. Though you sit, you just touch the cushion and you understand it, and you slowly put yourself onto the chair. Those people who follow a method to sit on a chair, they have to bring their own chair. But a person who doesn't have any method, he discovers his method then and there. It is a continuous process. He is absolutely aware of his surroundings all the time. That's why I have discovered a new word in Telugu language, that is Sandarbha Jnanam. Acting according to the situation without any hesitation, without any prejudice. The way snake charmer understands the snake and catches hold of it and plays with the snake. The one who doesn't need method, he has to be a mind charmer. He knows how to hold the mind. He knows how to play with the mind. And he knows where is its head and where is its tail and where is its fangs. In this context, the method has to be discovered within. To discover something within, one has to be free from all the philosophies available in the existed society. So you don't have to think too much about all the existed methods. Then you don't give a damn to all those things. Then you discover your own method. In language, there are two words: literacy and education. Those who follow methods, they have to be literate to understand the method in the first place. But education is nothing to do with the literacy. It is just an understanding. A small baby is illiterate, but he is educated to be relaxed. He educated to be happy. If you have common sense, you can create thousands of methods. You don't need these buddhas so that you will be initiated into. So now, spontaneously, I am giving you one method. Don't follow it. Listen to this understanding and forget all about it. A new method I am introducing to this mankind. If they are unconscious, they follow it. You just sow a flower seed in a pot, buy a book and a pen, and every day in the morning fix a time and write what is happening in the pot. The first day you write that I sowed the seed and I see no growth in the seed. And the second day you look at the pot again. You just write whatsoever is happening in the pot. After a couple of days, you see a small plant growing. Again, you write that too. Then you keep on writing whatsoever is happening, and you don't add any imagination or poetry to the context. That's the most important thing. It is life as it is, not life as it should be. Then after few days, more leaves, the stronger stems, and suddenly there is flowering. You write that too. And by and by you see flowers wither away. You write that too without any prejudice. And by and by all leaves turn yellow and they also wither away. You write that too. One day trees stops growing. You recognize that and you also write that too. And one day tree dies. Then it is the whole life of a small seed. Then you just imply the whole thing unto you that you are also a small seed in the garden of existence. You grow and slowly your stems become stronger, your roots grow into the soil, and one day you start flowering, and one day those flowers wither away, and suddenly you see that you stopped growing, and there is cool breeze, the way tree sways. There is creativity. You also sway a little. And one day the way tree dies, you also die. And this is not a new method actually. This is the method followed by Sufis. In Sufism, they have emphasized on growing a garden. Why they have to grow a garden? Many people visit Shirdi and no one really understood his essence. Shirdi Baba, one of the most beautiful men, is a Sufi, I think from the Chisti order. And he just lived a Sufi life, eating less, smoking hookah, maintaining a garden, and watering his own garden, fetching daily alms, lead an ordinary life, and disappear. So, if a person takes 20 years to understand bicycle, how to ride a bicycle, we all laugh at it, isn't it? If someone takes many years to understand his life, it is worth the laughing, Bubala. So I am laughing at all the masters and all the disciples and all the followers of this humanity. With all respect, I laugh at them. It is their wish and desire to follow. Let them follow. I have no curiosity to stop anybody because it is their wish. Since I know you, Buballa, I say to you, no method is required. And don't ask any further question. If there is no method, then what exactly I have to do? This question arises. Whatsoever question comes into your mind, don't ask anybody. Deal with it. When mind knows it is absolutely independent, then it inquires in absolute freedom. Then it comes to a logical conclusion. That is one of the shortest shortcut to understand the mind. You have never asked anybody how to close your eyes. You have never asked anybody or imitated anybody that how to clap when you are happy. You have never asked any guru how to chew the food. You have never asked anybody how to pee. And you have never asked anybody till today how to enter into the deepest sleep. Then why the hell are you asking how to meditate? I say to you, discover your own meditation method. If you follow somebody's method, it takes thousands of years. If you discover your own method, the very discovery is enlightenment. Because that discovery originates in absolute freedom. Bubala. నేను రాసిన ఒక శతకంలో చిన్న పద్యం ఊరికే విను. తెలిసినది తెలుసు, తెలియనిది తెలుసు, తెలుసుకొనుటకేదీ లేదని తెలుసు. తరంగములు లేని అంతరంగమున స్థితమవు జ్ఞాని ఆనంద సముద్రుడు రిసా రసో వైసాహ. జ్ఞాని అకారణ జన్ముడు రిసా రసో వైసాహ. Be happy, find no reasons. Be blissful, attribute no motives. Be at ease. Don't attach any philosophy to it. Be liberated. Don't be hasty to claim. Be enlightened. Then flow in the world like an ordinary entity. Enjoy all the riches available. That is the life worth living, Bubala. Raso vaisaha Risa.